potentially awesome news for 4x4 Astro van owners. What? Yes. Okay, it's just crazy the way that things work out. Some of you guys might remember that I contacted that company, I think it's Timken, about those CV axles that they make that can extend, and they're designed to be used with for people with 4x4 rigs have done lifts, right? Because of the angle of the CVs and everything. I've not found the time to go over there yet. Fortunately, everything's been working fine for me with the van here, but it's just been on the back burner. I've been just putting in all kinds of time with other things, and I've been slowly getting things done. As you guys know, I mean, there's a bunch of things that I need to get done, but I live alone, I work for myself. I'm the only one that gets anything done. I don't have anybody helping me, right? Oh, woe is me. So yesterday I'm driving and I'm thinking to myself, you know, it wasn't that long ago I was really jazzed about the straight axle swap, doing the, you know, the 4x4 straight axle, like a real four-wheel drive. And I looked into it, and you know, it's a lot of money. I mean, you got to figure $8,000 to $10,000 to have that done. What are those numbers? Well, it just depends on how you do it, but let's say you could find a kit. Journey's teased the world with a kit that they're not, I guess they're not doing. There's another one out there that somebody was kind of working on. There's other kits for other vehicles, and a kit is in the $3,000 range. You still need an axle, right? And a lot of these axles, they could be up to $5,000 just for the stinking axle. You might find one for $500, just depends on what you're looking for. And then, you know, you still have to have, there's a lot of extra little components that make all this work. Steering components, your transfer case issues, all of that. And I was looking around at the time. I was doing my due diligence like everybody else, putting countless hours into watching YouTube videos, and I stumbled upon this guy, Tahoe Overlanding. I'm pretty certain there's a YouTube channel where you can find that. He also has an Instagram page that I'm not sure if it's also Tahoe Overlanding. It may be, and if it's not, I'll try to remember to put this in the description. And about a year ago or more, I reached out to him, it was last year for sure, about this straight axle swap, because he does straight axle swaps for Chevy vehicles, in particular Tahoes. And when I reached out to him, I didn't remember the whole conversation, but his thing was the Astro van is narrower than all the axles you can get. There's one Jeep, I think it's a Jeep Grand Cherokee, that has the same axle width that'll work on this. But at any rate, it was kind of like he thought he was going to do something with it. He wasn't sure. He hadn't done it yet. And I left him with this thing saying, well, look, if you ever do it, reach out to me. So yesterday, like I was saying, I'm in the van, I'm in the city, I'm at an intersection, and I was thinking about the axle swap. I was like, whatever happened to that? I mean, should I investigate that again? Like, look into that. Because I got these other things done now. I could, if I decide to commit to that, I could say, okay, as I'm earning income now, I could put money towards that as my next thing that I'm gonna, you know, spend money on. The next time I looked at my phone, which was a couple hours later, coincidentally, this is how the universe works, all of a sudden it's like, this guy just reached out to me and said, hey man, I'm doing a kit right now for the Astro van, are you interested? I'm telling you right now, God, or the universe, however you want to put it, wants me to get this Astro van dialed. I just believe that. And I believe it because jumping all the way back to whenever it was, 2017, 2018 maybe, I bought the two-wheel drive Astro van to drive across the country. And when I was driving across the country, I was on Instagram and I was finding all these lifted Astro vans with big tires out in the woods and everything. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that they made an all-wheel drive Astro van. That's that's what I want. And then I started looking into it, and that's when I learned that you could take this vehicle and make it 4x4, all that stuff. And I remember being a little bit depressed about the thought of it, because I was like, well, that's what I want to do, but woe is me. How am I ever gonna make that happen? Because I don't have that sort of steady income like a lot of you guys have yet. Somehow, now initially with me, with doing the lift and the 4x4 that first time, I've got a really good friend of mine, my buddy John, back home in Jersey. He owns Betty and Nick's Bait and Tackle. If you're at the Jersey Shore, if you're in Seaside and you're a fisherman, or if you just want a really good meal, go to Betty and Nick's in Seaside Park right on Central Ave. John, I called him up, I talked to him about it, and he actually lent me a few $1,000s so I could do the work to this van. And then we worked that out. So that was the first thing. Secondly, all the other things that I ended up doing to this van, somehow I made that happen. I don't know how I made it happen. It was relationships with people, making money here and there. It was just incredible. And I made it happen. What are you doing, dude? You're blocking the whole road here. Maybe I can get around them. I don't know. All right, so I know when I'm driving, you guys are, what's going to happen? Is he going to go full-blown Jersey? It's going to, one of these days, he's going to get out of that van. He's going to come back all bloody. It's probably going to happen. So, and I, you know, I have my conversations with the Lord, all right, all the time. Sounds funny to some people, but I have an open dialogue, and we got a good relationship going. And somehow I've been able to make all this stuff happen. So yesterday, with me thinking about that, and then the first time I checked the phone afterwards to get a message from this guy was pretty crazy. So I thought about it last night, because my response to him yesterday was like, well, I'm not flush with coin right now. Timing's not great, but I'm interested. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. And then when I woke up this morning, I thought, let me reach out to this guy and say, I want to do it. What's your kit cost? Have you done any videos yet? Yeah, I gave him a bunch of questions, and I sent him my phone number. I went home for lunch. He called me. I just spent an hour and a half or hour and 40 minutes or something on the phone with this guy. What a cool dude, man. Just awesome guy. So, you know, I pointed out to him about the channel and how a lot of you guys are here for Astro Van content. And I said, look, if this is available, I feel pretty certain I could throw you some clients. A lot of guys want a straight axle on the Astro. My boy Phil back in Jersey, he did it, but he worked with a fabricator. And they just made it work. They didn't work with a kit. That guy just invented everything. So there's not a kit for you to go to Phil for and try to get that either. And that's how most people have been doing it. Just a custom thing, working it out, figuring it out. This guy is a wizard. He's a friggin' genius. He's figured out all kinds. He gets 4 to 6 inches of travel more than other kits that are out there for the vehicles he's already been working on. Not only that, he was talking about how the NP233 transfer case that we all use to convert these all-wheel drive Astro vans to four-wheel drive doesn't necessarily work with the output shaft and everything. However, he has a design to make it work. And I said to him, I said, that would be important, because if I was telling people about this kit, well, those people are just like me. You've already done the lift. You've already done the 4x4 swap. Hopefully, you've already done the engine lift brackets that Dave, you buy from Dave, David Vaughn Enterprises at gmail.com. That's how you get the engine lift brackets, from Dave. So, and by the way, Dave, if we got the kit, Dave could probably do this guy's kit. The conversation I just had with him about it was, yeah, a lot of people do it, but he ends up on the phone with them, and he says they all want to do it different ways. He's very specific, just like Dave gets sometimes. Very specific about how you need to do it. So as long as you do it his way, then everything will work correctly. And Dave's the kind of guy, he could probably do it. So we could probably get the kit and the axle and everything and make this happen on our own. I am more inclined to come up with the coin to have this guy do it. Here's the thing. He says it's a 40-hour project, but he would require having the vehicle for up to 3 weeks because he's just like me. You give me money to do a project, a lot of the times I can't just do it start to finish because I'm one guy. Your project is not the only project I'm working on. And for me to keep cash flow coming in, I'll take a small thing here and there. I'll do a crafty thing to bring in some coin, whatever I got to do to make the money, to keep paying the bills, to keep the cash flow coming. That's what I got to do. So a project that might only take me several days of work could take me a few weeks of work. That's just how it works. And this guy's, it's great. We're on the same level, man. We're speaking the same language. It's all jiving. And I pointed out to him, as I was saying, if, you know, you've got the truck already, you've got the 4x4, you got the lift, you've done the engine and transmission lift already. Well, now it looks like you're going to be able to go to a guy and get a kit and do a straight axle swap. The axles are coming out of the Jeep Grand Cherokee. They're the same width as the Astro van. At least the one, it's a JW, I think he said, was the Jeep. So, I think I'm pretty confident that we're going to make this happen. Wow! What? Huh? What? Yes, you're hearing me right. I think we're going to go straight axle swap on this thing. So now I got to get that money from AdSense on from these YouTube videos. Keep watching. Watch the ads. I rarely ever say it, but like and subscribe the video. I mean, anything it's going to take to get some more coin coming in here, because I'm going to have to pay for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about this. I don't know how I'm going to make it work. I got some ideas about how I could deal with not having the van for 3 weeks, getting it to him, coming back, working, all that kind of stuff. I think I can work all this out, but can you tell that I'm excited? Huh? All right, that's it. That's all I want to say. A bunch of videos. I've been doing like 2, 3 videos, 4 videos a day the last couple of days. What is going on? It's just happening, man. It's all happening. Making it, manifesting this shit. I'm a hippie warrior, people. Be good to one another. See what happens when you're good to people and you're just trying to help people out? The universe brings you all this positive stuff. Have a great day. Be kind to one another. I will catch you in the next one.